Hello and welcome. My name is J.Q. Rose, and you are about to take part in the Nova Scotia Adventure Part 2. Your tour guides are my husband Ted and me, and we're so happy to share this beautiful experience with you. We flew into Halifax, Nova Scotia, which is located on the east side of Canada, and took a rental car around the Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island areas. From Halifax, we went along the southern shore of Nova Scotia, and that was in Part 1, which is you can see at the JQ Rose blog. Then today we are going on around up into the Digby area and Annapolis and past the Bay of Fundy, and finally going over the bridge, the Confederation Bridge, to Prince Edward Island. So I hope you'll enjoy your adventure. Let's start with the Acadian Village, which is 17 acres of beautiful area overlooking Pubnico Harbor. And the French name is Le Village Historique Acadien de la Nouvelle-Écosse. Okay, all you French speakers, you can fix that for me. You can step back in time and discover this lovely area and the heart and the work of the Acadians in the early 1900s. This is the oldest region that's still Acadian, and many of the people in this village actually are all family members. You'll learn about the Acadians of Nova Scotia and how this unique and colorful culture survived the deportation of 1755 and continues to thrive to this day. We enjoyed this tour so much. We started there at a place where they build the dories, which is an old boat that they used for fishing, and then we went on to the blacksmith shop. We certainly enjoyed a tour of the Acadian homes there. Now these are all set up like it's early 1900s, and the people there are so proud of their past and so proud of what they have accomplished in this area, and they do a great job letting you know about the culture and the history. This is Michel. He's a great lobster fisherman during the winter from November till May during their season. He fishes for lobsters, and then he works here in the summertime, and he was just an encyclopedia about fishing, and we learned so much. At the bottom of the picture you see a lobster trap, and that's how they would have made them and used them in the early 1900s. Look on the wall there, and you see a pair of lobster claws from a monster-looking lobster, huh? I did not know that the two claws are very different from each other. The one on the left is for pinching and holding the prey, and the one on the right is for crushing. It's very strong, so you never grab the lobster by that great big claw. Here's a pretty scene of the dory boat pulled up and docked here at the little wharf. And so many colorful characters there in the park. We really enjoyed their tour. There were a lot of help in answering questions. This is a cool 1914 Ford, and this was the first day they had it out, and it was running very well. We drove on into the Pubnico area, and the Dennis Point Wharf really knocked our socks off. Look at the number of boats here at the wharf because this is one of the busiest fishing ports in Canada, and they fish for lobster, tuna, swordfish, cod, halibut, flounder, redfish, all kinds of fish. They're home to over 100 vessels, anywhere from 25 to 100 feet in length. The peak season keeps 6 fish plants in operation and sustains 300 jobs, so fishing is the economic bedrock of the community. We traveled on, and we had been on the road about 4 days going along the shoreline, and we discovered at this spot that we were only 1.5 hours from Halifax. We passed through the agricultural area of Annapolis Valley, and I'll tell you, that's a beautiful spot. But we don't have time for a lot of pictures, so we're moving on to the Confederation Bridge, which links PEI, or Prince Edward Island, to Nova Scotia. It's a beautiful drive across the bridge and into PEI. We discovered that PEI is very famous for growing potatoes in their red soil. Now, take a look at this tater. This is out in front of the Canadian Potato Museum, and this museum honors all the potato farmers and the history and the economy of that region. I bet many of you have read Anne of Green Gables, and here is the actual home, the Green Gables house, that she could see from her bedroom when she lived with her grandparents in this area. And this is the actual house that she wrote about and placed her characters there. Lucy Montgomery is the author of the Green Gables series, and they have taken the house and the farmstead and turned it into a park for visitors. Lots of trails to follow, and a lovely museum in that big barn with all kinds of information about the mid-1800s farming economy. The inside of the house is actually decorated as Lucy Montgomery wrote in the book. It was a lot richer than what the actual people who lived there ever had. It is so lovely. It's a beautiful tour. If you ever get a chance to go, do it. And just from there, the PEI National Park along the seashore there is a magnificent drive. We found a lot of fishermen hanging out here at Richard's Fishing as we drove along the drive. And we saw lots of lupin in the area because it's a cooler climate. They like that in springtime. It's so pretty. And look at this boy enjoying the seashore. Lots of people were enjoying that nice sunny day. Take a look at that sand. It is truly a red terracotta color, I would say, and it does rub off on clothing to mess up your clothes if you sit in the sand. And look here, only McDonald's would think of this. They made up the McLobster sandwich. I don't think that's available here in Michigan, and I know why. Lobster is really the big economy there in this area. Thanks so much for joining us in this tour, and I really appreciate you stopping in. If you would like to learn more about the Nova Scotia, I'll be having part 3 available in September. Thanks so much.